Guys, I am so excited. I've had a lot of favorite wheels over the years, but there was one wheel in particular that I always wanted for my STI back in the day, and I took inspiration from a couple of the hatchbacks that were built probably in the late 2000s, early 2010s. One was white on white, which is, I loved the car. The wheels, ever since I saw this car, I wanted them. They used to be called XD9s, but they've changed. I don't know why they changed, but they did. We're gonna take a little break from 370 videos today, and we're gonna go to honestly my favorite car that I've built ever. And also make sure you guys go to 53. We have this linked. It's actually 144 Racing is selling these, but we've got a super cool shirt that you probably couldn't see when I just did that we collaborated with Nate Hamilton at 144 Print House. So go to 144 Print House, grab one of these shirts. Great way to support us, support the 370Z build, and everything else going on. We appreciate y'all's support. Your endless support has been amazing. We also just started a podcast, so make sure you guys check that one out as well. It is the Shanks cast. Simple as. Now, I peeked at these the other day. We're gonna open up these work wheels. I want to say a big thank you to Fitment Industries. I've worked with them a couple times lately, and they have a fantastic selection of wheels. I've really taken to JDM inspiration for the styling of this BMW, and that doesn't really float everybody's boat, and that's fine because it's not your car. But I wanted to commit to that and get some genuine JDM wheels, Work Wheels Japan. It's gonna look cool. It's gonna be a very unique BMW. You're not gonna see anything like it, I don't think, ever. My body kit's almost done. Jose's finally almost done with the fenders and fixing the rest of the body kit. Got the supercharger on. First start's been done. But a big thank you to Fitment Industries. I like Fitment. I've used them for a long time. They're fantastic because you can go to their gallery. And the reason why, honestly, all my cars have good wheel fitment is because I've utilized their gallery as a tool to looking up my width, my offset. So I've got a link for you guys in the description. I don't get any like kickback or anything, but they see how many of you guys click the link and look at it. So check out the link that I've got for you in the description if you just want to browse wheels. But I want to say a big thank you to Fitment Industries for helping us and getting us wheels set up. So I'm going to show you guys one of my favorite wheels. Honestly, probably dream wheel to be real with you guys. Dream wheel. It's the Work D9R. It's going to be amazing. I have very specific fitment details for this car. I wanted it to fit the best it possibly could. I had to do a lot of math to make sure that this was correct and the wheel fitment is going to be good. But I've got on the front, 18 by 9.5, which is pretty wide for a front, but plus 12, kind of normal, but I had to use a spacer in a 5 by 114 conversion because BMW sucks. Our 5 by 120 is dumb. In the rears, because I don't have as big of over fenders, 18 by 10.5 plus 23. That's exactly what I needed, and it's exactly what we got. I also had to take into consideration my 330 rear end swap that I had to do for that car. I had dual calipers, and the rear calipers are a lot bigger than stock 325, 328, 323. So I had to make sure I got wheels that were wide enough to look good, high enough offset to keep a wide wheel inside the chassis, but low enough offset to clear bigger brakes. There's a lot of science that goes into good fitment, so you gotta respect people that do their research. So this is an 18 by 10.5, obviously pretty large. Not crazy though, nothing wild, but I'm gonna be fitting a 265 from Tire Street, so 651 Sport on this, and it'll be tad stretched, but it'll be the right rolling diameter for the rear, and it'll fit the wide over fenders that I have. Look at that, that's so nice and close. I love good research, and just freaking math is so fun. All right, can't skip over this though. A big thank you to Fitment Industries, amazing. So Evan is a goofy goober and accidentally put the wrong size tire up front. And that's silly of me. So I've got my other tires right here. I need a 225/40 instead of a 235/40 for these fronts because these have just high enough rolling diameter to where I'm probably gonna bump the frame. I'm gonna clearance it a little bit more, but probably gonna bump the frame. Also got my fenders back from Jose. I'm super excited how these turned out, dude. Again, I'm fixing that soon. Don't worry about that. I'm still waiting for the new reservoir, but this is awesome, dude. Gotta clear both the brakes, which is awesome. It's got a decent amount of space, but you definitely have to run, maybe 17s work, but that's like pushing it. They're not too much wider than factory. I got a 15 millimeter spacer, and I had to take all that into consideration, plus do all the math for the over fenders. These over fenders are only like 30 mil higher than factory, but the nice thing is they are plastic on the inside and they aren't double ridged or whatever you want to call them. These fenders absolutely blow from factory. If I do end up coming up and rubbing them mid-drift, oh, it's gonna be perfect. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Anyways, if I do come up rubbing them, it'll just kind of flop around. It'll be good. So I'm gonna rivet these on. I'm not looking for like seam equality here because let's face it, I think it's more important to just make a car that's functional, that you wanna drive all the time, than it is to make sure you have seam equality. So the rest of the kit, Jose is finishing up. We had to modify the side skirts and the front bumper for the angle and for the lower offset wheel. But this wheel looks amazing and I'm so happy I did it, especially now that we have the fenders. So I'm gonna end up doing, I don't have any at the moment, but I'm gonna do riv nuts, not just rivets as well. But just to get them mounted and to make sure that they actually do fit well, I just did self-tappers. I know you guys hate them. I don't really like them either, but it is what it is. Pretty cool. I definitely I'm cutting it close. So I'm gonna be able to get a little bit more positive camber. And like I was saying, if I do, worst case scenario, if I hit this fender mid-drift, it's just gonna go boop, you know, it's just plastic. So it's gonna move out and it's going to let my tire and wheel do what it needs to do rather than my fender telling my tire and wheel what it can do. Before I cut these stock fenders out, well, I don't think I have the stock rears anymore, but before I cut the stock rears out, the wheel, even with negative camber, would arch all the way up, it would compress all the way, and then it would rub the metal inner fender, which was not only eating the tire away, but it prevents you from doing a lot of things. It's bad. This is not good. Once we get the tires done, I'm gonna realign the car, do a little bit more positive camber or just about as zero as I can in the rear, and then we will be solid. This side, you can kind of see, it's got pretty much 0 degrees of camber. So we're gonna be pretty close here. Need to toe that in a little bit. The goal is to make this car as aggressive driving as possible while also maintaining style, because you have to sacrifice a lot of style things with a car like this. But when you have cars like this, just grassroots, that's the nice thing about grassroots, is you can really make your car look however you want, and you can still make it drive pretty damn closely to how you want it to drive. So goal achieved here. I'm really excited to actually get this thing out onto the track, but it really just looks so insanely clean. And look at this, dude. Whew. So sick, bro. So ready for this thing to get tuned. I'm finally gonna bring it to get tuned pretty soon. So that's exciting. Ladies and gents, I have, wow, that's bright, worked really hard on this BMW for the past month or so. And this, these wheels are icing on the cake. Now, the only thing left is, of course, the body kit. I'm still waiting on Jose, he's still painting some stuff. But check it out, boys. This thing is amazing. Dude, screw the party wagon thing. Say hello to the freaking Schmeat wagon. This is nuts. Oh my gosh, dude. Well, it doesn't look, I hate cameras, dude. Sometimes it just doesn't do it justice, but god dang, man. It's crazy to see a 255 under this thing. So I spent about 2 hours today, maybe 3, getting a perfect alignment for this thing. So we have exactly 0 toe and an 1/8 inch toe in on the rear, which is perfect. Raise the front a touch, and also 1/8 inch, maybe a 1/4 inch toe out in the front. So that's good. Spent a lot of time making sure everything was just kind of dialed in and solid. But yeah, I'm bummed we don't have the kit on, because that's gonna just make it everything. But dude, this car is so cool, and I love seeing its fenders. Like, I've done so much work recently. We obviously cut everything out. I sealed everything up. I even sealed up the battery tray you see back here. Like, it was rusted. Not my, not amazing fab work, but it's fab work. Obviously did the 330 rear end conversion, fully converted to a 330 in the back, except for the diff, which I actually have a diff on the other side of the car that we might put in. It's a 364, so a little bit better. Need to do the front brakes now, but that's whatever. It doesn't really matter. We got some really good R1s in the front. When this thing is kit low, when I get the body kit back from Jose, it's gonna look insane. I'm super excited about it. I really like how the body kit turned out. The thing about this car is, like, by default, it is just a track car. So I think a lot of people kind of get really judgy, especially on YouTube. Like, I have a lot of people watching. I think everything's just expected to be like nothing but perfect. But the body kit's obviously going to be riveted on, because it's just a functional car. And I'm going to need to take the body panels on and off. And so we're not going to be doing all the molding and stuff like that. People are going to be tandeming with me. Going to be braking kits. So sick, dude. Clean your car. But I wanted to sort of wrap the car up and finalize everything with some work wheels. I've wanted these D9Rs, or XD9s, if you will, for a long time. And I think once everything is sort of wrapped up, it'll look a lot better with the kit, obviously. But I want to say a big thank you to not only Tire Streets, but Fitment Industries. We always be getting our real wheels and our sick stuff from Fitment. It's super sick. I actually have a slightly larger, it's not obnoxious, but it's a little sort of duck bill type wing that we're going to be putting on it. And then I got a couple more things to do to kind of solidify the car and make it look a little cooler. Got new tail lights, so that'll be a plus. I'm gonna end up probably doing some downturns on the exhaust. I would like to lower the rear a little bit, but these Denofa Spec BCs compress a ton under load. I gotta dial this car in. Now that this supercharger's installed, obviously you guys just saw me push the car out. The supercharger blew apart my water pump. So that's cool. I'm waiting on a new water pump, and I'm gonna do a hydraulic tensioner as well. I will say the fenders aren't as wide as I think they said that they were. They said they were 30 mil wider. And I did the math. Those wheels with 0 degrees camber should be absolutely flush. They're obviously a little pokey, but that's fine. So I'm thinking those are like maybe 20, not 30. But anyways, doesn't matter. The front's really good. I think they're 50 or 55. They ended up perfect. My math checks out. And I mean, it just looks like a drift car. I love it. I love the drift car stance. I mean, there's a reason why they're like this, obviously. There is science behind it, but you grow to love it, and you just make it just looks so sick. So a big thank you. I mean, Jose's been a big help with paint stuff. I actually want to start painting myself. Not literally painting myself, but like doing my own painting so I can speed some stuff up a little bit and to make it a little bit easier on them. But dude, it looks sick. Like, you don't ever see a wagon. You do see a lot of wagons out there, but I think it's cool because my taste is obviously a lot different than most BMW people. A lot of people are not a huge fan of that, and that's totally fine because it's not their car. But I love the JDM inspired looks of the car, and also it just being a drift car. Like, it just makes it that much better. It's so good. And I love guys. Hold on. Wait, I don't love guys. What am I doing? Look at this. Look at that. Oof, she's getting thick. And I think now that we have the wider body, it's the actual body kit's gonna do it justice now, because I hate when the body kit sticks out further than the widest point of the car. It doesn't look good. Now it won't do that. It's gonna look amazing. We had to like clearance a bunch of stuff, and it's sick, dude. Power steering is solid. The lines I ran under there, and this car looks so mean and aggressive. I want to cage the car, but Maybe I should reach out to Cage Kids, see if they'll offer me a discount, because I'd be spending too much money lately. But my advice for you guys, because it pertains particular to me today, is sometimes the hardest battles you go through in life teach you the biggest and most important lessons that you need, so that you don't turn into the person you're not supposed to be. We wouldn't be who we're supposed to be. Guys, you might be going through a hard time. I get it, but not far away. It may be over. Just hold on a little bit longer. Have an amazing day. Love you all so much. Peace out. See you guys next video.